What's going on, guys? It's Monday morning, February 4th, 2019. Just finally getting around to being able to get upstairs here and get a few things done. Been pretty busy this past week. And then, we had that nasty cold weather down below zero, and it was really cold up here. And even with the heater on, it was still way too cold to be up here. And then Friday, we had about 3-4 inches of snow, and after work, kids wanted to go outside and play, and needless to say, Daddy got banged up a little bit. Just playing around, and just say the old knee isn't feeling very well, and climbing up some stairs wasn't going to happen. So that's part of the reason why I'm off work today. Knee's feeling better, moving around a little bit more, so figured I'd get up here this morning and see what I could get done. First off, I just want to do a quick little recap on the 24-hour build. This was the 85 Oldsmobile 442 FE3X show car. Great kit. Went together really well. I had a few people ask about the interior. The interior I painted with craft acrylics. I used charcoal gray, and I added just a couple of drops of black because I wanted to make it just a little bit darker. I know it's hard to see in there. I apologize. I wanted to take some pictures along the way, and I just didn't do any pictures. Another little thing I didn't mention earlier, was in the back here. The body fits really tight over the frame, and I did trim about 1/8 of an inch off the back of the chassis, because actually when the bumper would be on, according to the instructions, you put the body on in the chassis together, then you put the bumpers on. The bumper would actually cover that part of the chassis, so it would be really tough to get that on, and I didn't mention that earlier. I just wanted to do that. So that's that. A few other projects I got going on here. The big rig build. Run into a little problem with the Kenworth. I'm going to try to hold this straight as I can. Notice something? Things are a little crooked looking there. No, I'm not holding the camera crooked. It's not focusing. But anyhow, I didn't catch this until after I got it painted. I stretched the frame, and there's a piece I put in from about here to here somewhere. It was part of an old frame, and I cut it. I got the piece, I wanted. I cut it, and I dropped that piece. I dropped both pieces, actually, the cut off. And I just looked at it real quick, and yep, okay, this is it. And I went ahead and I glued it in place and got the frame together and built the frame. It wasn't until after the fact I'm looking like, man, this axle is crooked. What the hell happened here? And I looked and got to looking and measuring a few things, and man, something ain't right here. Here, what I did was the piece. I had that cut the frame. Basically, they were the same size, except the one rail, the end of it, was just a tad longer, just a little less than 1/8 of an inch. That was the cutoff. That's the piece that I put in here. So now everything is forward, just a hair. So, do I try to break this apart? Move the one side of the spring back, or do I the axle, try to move it back? Don't really know. I do have something else in mind for this, though. We'll get to that when I got to do an update on this build anyway, so we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Dragster build. That's about all I'm going to say about that. I put it back in the box. It's not going to defeat me, but I just had to walk away. So it's in the box, and I will get that back out at a later date. Started another little project here. Joey's been asking about one of these, so I said, okay, we'll get to one. A little airplane. So we got a Tamiya FD-51 Mustang from the Korean War, and that's where we're at on it so far. It's pretty much all painted, except I gotta do. There's the black part there on the top. I gotta mask that off and paint it yet. But everything else is painted. Just I gotta finish that, and then I can start putting everything else together. Get all the get the bombs and missiles on it, and get it decaled, and the little bird will be done. We got another project that me and him did. We'll actually a couple of them. We'll do video on that a little bit later on. He wants to show off some things he done. Got a stash update. Yes, I had to go buy some more kits, and I know you guys are thinking, why does this asshole buy so much stuff? I mean, he's never going to build all this stuff. And yeah, you're right. But when you got a couple of hobby shops in your area closing down, and you got a little bit extra money laying around, why not? And we don't really have a whole lot in our stash, airplanes and such. So I decided to pick up some of these. This little Corsair. My son, he loves airplanes. He gravitates towards them. I thought, all right, that's cool. Got this little Super Cub from the U.S. Army. Thought that's a pretty neat little plane there. A little Cessna. What else we got here? This little Spitfire. And that's fitting for Joey. He's definitely a Spitfire. He picked this one out. He spotted this one. It was up on a top shelf, and he started to climb the shelf for this one. I don't know what attracted him to it, but he wanted it. So, got that one. Got a helicopter here. I actually spotted this one, and that's pretty cool. I haven't built a helicopter in years. I made an attempt at one when I was probably about 10, and wasn't very successful. Then we went to the other hobby shop, and they had this one. All right, we'll add another one to the collection. Now all these kits are now 50% off. You got a little Frogman boat there. He thought that was pretty neat. He saw the box art on the side and saw the little guys there, and he wanted that. All right, we'll pick that one up. I finally got a tank in the stash. It's one thing they did not have was big selection of tanks. I think they had 3 of them there. And I like this one the best. So grab that one. And then, sorry for the shakiness. Some more battleships. USS Washington. You got the USS Blue Ridge. And you got the Wisconsin. And Joey spotted this one here. He wanted to get USS Harry W. Hill. This is a tiny little guy here. I think this thing was like $3, $4, something like that. We added found some cars. Now we're getting into my wheelhouse here. Got that rickshaw. I've always wanted that kit. Thought it was pretty neat. 40 Ford. Got the circus wagon. Found another Curtis Midget Racer. Got a 36 Chevy Wild One modified. What else did we get here? I'm running out of room here. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Got a gravel trailer. Got the 4300 TranStar Eagle. We got a Peterbilt 378. And we got Ford LTL 9000 Wrecker. And then this one came, finally was able to get one of these online. Got the PT109. It finally came in from the UK. And then I got one more. And this is I'd say the granddaddy of them all. This was it. Little shop. Right down the street from the house here. The USS Constitution. And this was actually ended up being 60% off. I just couldn't pass it up and leave it set there on the shelf, so had to grab that. I know Charlie Mack is going to be, he started his, and it's going to be a long time project coming there. I'm going to be watching that one. And this one here, my gosh, I'm not even going to attempt this one for years. But I just, like I said, I just couldn't pass it up. Had to get it for the price, you know. But that's all I got for now, guys. So, until next time, we'll talk to you later.